Bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Fahi and Fracas, powered by Touchline Media Group. I want to start off by giving a massive shout out to everyone who has signed up to the Patreon page in the past week or so. We are massively appreciative of you signing up and choosing to spend your money with us. There are a few episodes up at the moment. As you can see, Mr. Fahi, if you're watching with the video, he's blowing you a kiss right now. That actually comes as a bonus in the £5 package if you want that in real life.
It really does.
Yeah, well, there's a few episodes up at the moment, and rest assured, August is going to be a really busy month for us in terms of content. So you expect a lot more coming through. And again, thank you for choosing to spend your hard-earned money with us here at Fahi and Fracas. As you can see, I am joined by Fahi and Julian this week. I am your host, Krish. So let's dive into it, boys. Season's over. It's been a very, very, very long season.
You know it has, man. Like the whole COVID-19 coming through made it extra long. I think 300. It was told it's 356 days. So there's 356 days of arguments in the Fahi group chat, of arguments on Twitter, of arguments of whatever. Yeah, it's been a long season, but I'm so happy it's done. And yeah, I'm proud, very proud of these boys. And when I finally saw them lift it, it just put it all into perspective and how happy I am to support this club, man.
Yeah, it's honestly like it has been the longest season ever. And obviously in paper it has been, but it just feels as if it's been going forever. I don't even remember the first game of the season. I literally don't have a clue what it was. I don't remember anything.
So it was Norwich. I do remember that.
Norwich, yeah.
Bro, honestly.
That was one of the first performances that basically outlined what so many people got confused by with this season. Like the scoreline confused a lot of people because we didn't play particularly like amazing, but that's been our.
That was when we all thought that Norwich were going to do all right because they were playing fairly attacking.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah.
They were playing like they were playing like they were gonna give us problems, but the scoreline didn't reflect that. But man, still happy regardless.
You know what? We're wrong, by the way. First game of the season was Man City in the Charity Shield.
Shield. That's what I mean, man. I don't remember that game. I don't remember it.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it is a glorified. To be fair, if we win it next season, we'll say yeah, it counts. But
that don't count, man. I don't count.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, Julian. It seems a long, long time ago that we were, sitting here thinking, Jesus Christ, we've not signed anyone. Spurs are out here signing Ndombele, Lo Celso. They're going to catch up. We're all panicking, and then we're sitting here, a whole 365 days later, just calm as you like. We've seen the team lift the trophy. The thing that you've wanted to happen all your life has happened, and you can be very content with it. But and the weird thing is, it's a short turnaround for the season to come next. So it's just
to be honest, we've been given a while to let it sit. Like we won it quite early into the season.
Yeah,
so it's kind of. And maybe it was just me, but the feeling of being a champion kind of went away and then came back as soon as I saw Henderson lift it. Like when Henderson lifted, that's when it fully became official. Like, we've actually won. When the season ended, like we finally saw the gold C on the end of our name, and we're first on the table. So that's what kind of made it more real. So I'm all right with the season coming up. To be honest, coming so fast because we needed that, and I think the boys need as well for that hunger again as well. So.
No, I completely agree. Speaking of hunger, should we quickly touch on the Newcastle's game for the weekend? I will be completely honest. I watched about 45 minutes of it on the laptop and had.
I mean, that's more than me. That is more than me.
I'll keep it short. I did not watch the game. I did not. I didn't even watch your match of the day. That's how bad it was.
I've not actually watched match of the day yet. That's the mad thing.
So I watched the highlights, so I can obviously talk to you about the highlights and stuff. But ultimately, it was a nothing game, man.
Yeah.
It felt like I'll play the guys who I'm hoping to step up for next season, and give them a little bit of hunger. So let's say for Origi to stick around for next season, he already has a goal he can look back to, and a very typical Divock Origi performance in the fact that he was very hot and cold. And then pulls out, an incredible finish, which we know he's capable of. So, if he's relied on for the start of next season, he can come in fire as well. And the same with Minamino. But it also did feel as though for certain players, it was shop window time. So, very, very strange game. Also strange that we gave essentially Newcastle a 1-0 lead and said, okay, cool, we'll play a little bit of catch up just to show you, what we really are. But in terms of a performance at the end of the season, it was about right. That's all.
Yeah,
I have to say
I'm
about
surprised we won. I'm surprised we won, to be honest. Like the moment I saw it was 1-0 after 25 seconds, I was like, okay, well, this is a shit show already. I'm glad I'm not tuning in. But yeah, like clearly they got their act together and it worked out for the best. The goals were really good. Even Ox's cross for Van Dijk, the first goal, great stuff. Yep. Mane's goal, beautiful. Origi's goal from the left, as usual, beautiful. Again, with Origi, what I've always said, when he comes off the left, he seems to be more of a threat than he is down the middle. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I think, based on the comments that I've been seeing, people weren't too impressed with how Origi played. But again, it was a nothing game.
Mm-hmm.
So really and truly, I wouldn't have expected a 10 out of 10 performance from him. And even if he did put a 10 out of 10 performance, what does it exactly mean? It doesn't mean much. So, yeah.
Yeah, very weird Divock Origi's statistic that he basically only scores goals at night. That was the first goal he scored in daylight from
Batman.
A year and a bit. Yeah, Batman. Yeah, very weird game. But, 99 points, I'm not going to complain too much. I want to ask you both, I know we kind of did the Twitter thread about it earlier on, but your moments of the season where you kind of realise that this is indeed actually our year. It's not just a phrase that we're going to say. So Julian, I'll start with yourself.
I actually, to be honest, I'm going to reveal it now. My moment of the season obviously wasn't Henderson lifting the Prem because like I kind of just wanted to be a bit different from everyone else because everyone else took mine. But my actual moment of the season was Salah when he scored against United. That's when it felt real, and like even the fans as well, they were singing "We're going to win the league for the first time," and Carragher said it on commentary as well. Like like the way they're singing it now, it's never been sung like this before, and. Yeah, it was sensational scenes. The Alisson running out, it was like in the final minutes of the game, and yeah, Salah backed off the top. It was mad. It was probably one of our favourite goals of the season. One of my favourite goals scored by a Liverpool player.
Yeah, that goal very very much felt like it was the weightlift off the chest kind of thing for that period of the season.
And you know what? That performance as well wasn't the best against United. Like we started off well, but then there was that tricky period from the 60th minute mark where you're like, oh crap, they're going to get back into it. Mm-hmm. So then the fact that Salah scored right at the end, I can kind of get that feeling from you. I get it why you like it. But yeah, for me, I would say my favourite moment and the moment I think I was comfortable with us winning the title were two different things. So I think against Villa, when we came back away on the 87th minute, that's when I knew we were going to win the title just because of the determination in actually winning that game. Like most teams would have been happy with a point at that stage. But the fact we went for the win and actually got it was amazing. And
because I was out while the game was on and I was seeing I was like, you know what, just get a point and like try to keep the unbeaten thing going. But yeah, Karen?
Yeah, literally. So the fact they went for the win and like it literally shook up the league. Everyone was shook then. They're like, you know what? These guys are unstoppable. No one's going to beat them. That's what the reaction was from most fan bases. So that's the moment I knew that we were going to win the league in my head. But my favourite moment, favourite performance, favourite game has to be Leicester away. I keep talking about it. But honestly, that game was so good. Just for the reason of it was after the World Club Cup. We already weren't performing too great. Everyone was going to say that we were going to be tired and all that kind of stuff. And Leicester were slowly creeping up there to the point it was like, oh, if Leicester beat us, they're going to get even closer. And, it might be a 2-horse race between us and Leicester. The whole country was on Leicester's back. And then Trent literally put in one of the best performances I've seen since Salah against Roma.
I was going to ask the group, what's your favourite individual performances from a Liverpool player?
This season?
No, in general, because I want to see what everyone would put. Trent, like 5 or top 3 or something quick.
Yeah, Trent's performance against Leicester away is definitely my top 5. Just because of what
I generally think he might be the performance of the season.
No, it's the performance
for the season, yeah, but in general, in your lifetime for Liverpool.
Like, for example, Salah against Norwich. Salah against Roma, Suarez against Norwich. Like, where would you rank Trent against Leicester? Because that was big.
top 3, man. It's probably top 3.
He's definitely up there. I mean, the way it's madness that you can run the show in such an important game from right back on, fueled by Red Bull, as he loves to, put on
And you know
every
what's
single
mad?
one of his
He
posts.
wasn't just whipping it. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
actually bossing the game. It was mad.
Yeah.
Actually, because I remember that day, I think Wan-Bissaka got like two assists or something like that.
Yeah.
I genuinely think Trent was looking at his phone thinking, yeah, cool, say nothing. Salah, don't worry about scoring today. I'm on that. And because that was weird to him, because I've never really seen Trent take control of the game that much. Like, we've obviously seen him like have a big influence, make crosses, sometimes, give you an odd free kick. But I've never, even till now, like even after that, I haven't seen Trent move like that or anyone move like that.
No, I agree. I think the last goal that he scored, very Gareth Bale-esque.
Yeah,
how he finds himself in the box. It was phenomenal. I just want to quickly touch on one more thing from the Newcastle game. It's very interesting that he brought Mane, Salah and Firmino on at the same time, which just, for me, reinforces the need for a little bit more depth in this upcoming transfer window, so we can do a little bit more of the same.
I'm sorry, Krish. Say that again.
I'm just saying it, need some more options for the front three, so you can.
Where in the front 3 do you want some more options?
Everywhere, baby. That's. Yeah, I think he just he's done it a fair few times as well. I mean, the best one of the games he's done is more prominent for me is when he used to do it against Stoke. I think he brought
Stoke
Bobby
away.
and Mo on. Yeah. So I think the more opportunities we get to do that, as opposed to having to rely on everyone to play every single game, it's gonna be more beneficial in the long run. But I think one of the things that we'll quickly talk into here when we kind of just talk about what we're expecting from the summer from a Liverpool point of view is for transfers, especially. I think we're in a very good position just to be aggressive on the targets we have identified early, but we can also sit back and just say, if X becomes available, we can be very swift and move into that player. So let's say if Leon called and said, Memphis Depay, he's got 1 year left on his contract, you can have him £15 million. I think if there were clubs in Europe who were going to act on that like that, it would be Liverpool every day of the week. So I think we're in a really good advantageous position for that. I just wonder what you guys thought.
I don't know what to think when it comes to Liverpool transfers, to be honest. Like, a player could be negotiating, holding the shirt, and they still won't play for Liverpool. So, I don't know. Man. Like, we're hearing a lot of talk about, having to, with the whole, COVID-19 hitting the transfer budget, hitting everyone, actually, to be fair. But I don't know what to think, man, because it is what it is, isn't it, with Liverpool? Like, you don't know who's coming in, you don't know who's going out. You think someone's going, but they manage to stay for a whole year and get a Premier League medal. You think guys are coming in, and then they just end up somewhere else, or the deal falls through, and we have to wait until January or wait until the next season to get them. So I don't mean to be the doom and gloom guy of the podcast, but I do not know, honestly.
Yeah, no, but I agree with what Krish is trying to say in the sense of we are in a good position where, as in like clubs will probably think that, we've not got much money and that's what we've been briefing out there. But ultimately, we are working behind the scenes in reducing our wage budget and also getting rid of players. So even getting 11 mil for Lovren and releasing his 120k a week wages is a really good deal if you think about his age, number one, and also he had a year left on his contract. And also he's injury prone as well. And again, he's not exactly the most reliable, as you guys are going to obviously think. So we're clearly going to be working behind the scenes. I do understand why some fans are dubious on it. Like, I do get it, but ultimately, I think, like Krish said, we're playing a game here of, just working shrewdly behind the scenes, getting rid of players, and then when there's a player that we want and we've identified, we're just going to nab them. So I think we're going to make about 3 signings. I don't think it'll be too much. If you chop and change too much, it's not good for stability in the actual squad itself. But yeah.
What I will say though, I do think it's we're in a very advantageous position where, as in, we're actually very attractive right now. Like, we've got players like Thiago, who's made it very adamant to a powerhouse like Bayern Munich that he wants to play for Liverpool. And we've seen in the past as well, there's been, Van Dijk, of course, saying that, to Man City and Chelsea to come to Liverpool. Players in the past, even players that haven't got here, Fekir, he was adamant on coming to Liverpool because they saw what the project is over here, even before we won the Premier League and Champions League. So, yeah, we're in and even now with all of this happening, we're in a very, very good position to attract players and even have players wanting to force a move out of their clubs if they're like, for example, with like what Kai Havertz is doing with Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, we can have players that are like, okay, Liverpool want me, and they might not be coughing up what you want them to cough up, but I want to go because this is Liverpool Football Club here, like we're talking about. So, for the first time in my life, probably we're in a very like peak. We're in a position where a player would rather come to us over Real Madrid, over Real Madrid or Barcelona. So I'm happy about that.
I completely agree with that, and I think you feel the same way, Fahi. In terms of the football situation we've got and the whole club structure in general, it's the most sound I've ever seen it in my lifetime as well. I mean, we've always had a decent product on the pitch for the majority. We'll disregard the Hodgson years, but I think in terms of everything about the club, just the appeal it had, it's all-time high. So I completely agree with what you said there, Julian.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, in terms of actual appeal to other players and stuff, you're not going to get any higher than this currently. I just can't see it. So, and again, I think that's why it winds up the fan base quite a bit. But ultimately, we have a project and we work a certain way. So we'll see what happens.
That's why I'm not too fussed on missing out on like the bigger names, because I'm going to be honest, I'm not. In our group chat, they throw around names like Sancho, like this, like that. I'm like, to be honest, I would take a Ryan Fraser right now because I have that much belief in.
All right, chill. What are you saying?
Not as a starter, but I'm just saying, like, I have that much belief in Klopp that if you get someone like Ryan Fraser, he would maximize his use to the most that. Like,
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Anyone that Klopp signs, I do agree that he will get the best out of them. Yeah.
That was one of the big things about Andy Robertson. I mean, you could see even at Hull and, the situation they were in, you could still see the player that was there. And, with a little bit of refinement, obviously the player he's come... I didn't foresee him becoming the player he's become today, but I saw him as a very, very good player. So, kind of unearthing those gems is very good. I have to kind of counteract that one on Sancho, Julian. I think I'm a little bit envious of whoever gets him this summer.
To be honest, I'm not envious. I'm not envious because when I'm gonna move a bit like Ellis. When you just think about it for a bit, like, would you really be like jealous? Like, am I gonna be really mad that Sancho is not because he deserves to be going to a team and having the equity of saying, I deserve to be one of the highest paid players. If he comes to Liverpool, he doesn't deserve that. He's not coming here and replacing anyone on the wings because, let's be real, we love this Salah at number 9 fantasy, but it's not something that should be our first go-to. With Sancho there, I'm like, it's not that. So if we don't get Sancho of that this year, I'm not mad because he doesn't. I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve to play for Liverpool, but he doesn't deserve to just automatically come in and take people's positions. And that's, for me, who's one of the harshest critics as well. And be on a higher wage than players that have actually won trophies and performed to the highest of high levels for over the last 3 seasons. So I'm not fussed.
Yeah, no, I agree with the latter part of that. I think it's very detrimental to the squad you've got now and the harmony that you bring someone in. He probably won't be first choice off the bat, as mad as that sounds, because he could walk into any other team and be first choice. If you're setting up on 180k a week, he's already earning as much as your best players who have already, done the business at the club. So, yeah, it is an interesting situation we see us in, as opposed to Joe last week saying that, why aren't we signing these players who are coming in on 250 grand a week?
Yeah, and yeah, like you've seen in the group chat, I'll share it on Discord as well. I've set up like a little transfer calculator of working out how much money we're saving on wages per week, and also working out how much money we've got in the kitty. So it'll be interesting to see how that actually does get reinvested. So yeah.
I mean, with Klein, Lallana, and now Lovren, that's at least touching about 300k a week?
Yeah, so it works out around 13-14 mil a year already saved, plus the 10 mil sold on Lovren, so that's 24 mil. So yeah, it's slowly cropping up. So it'll be again. I've got faith in the club, so I want to see what they do this summer. And obviously, if they don't use that money properly, then yeah, there'll be words.
Yeah. Completely agree. Quick note for our Patreon audience. We'll be doing a transfer game in some of our Patreon exclusive shows. So you can see how the Copy and Cast would do their ideal transfer window. We've got some interesting teams on the hands.
Joe is... I can't wait to see what Joe does, man.
Man will blow the budget on one player and be like, yeah, hold that. I'm on it. Yeah, what? Say something. My team is alright. I like my team. My team is fairly balanced. I think with everyone on my team will be able to come up. I think my team will win, to be honest, because everyone else's team is just, boy, like, you got a man that's going to blow out the bar on one player and just tell you to hold that.
So when me and Ellis were putting the teams together, we kind of tried to make them as, not as personality clashed as possible, but we thought we'd get the best content. So I think we've done exactly that. So be on the lookout for those in the coming weeks. So yeah, report cards then. So we had our pre-season shouts. As we discussed earlier on, in terms of who we thought was points totals and stuff. None of us, I don't think any of us thought we were going to get the 99 points that we did. I thought we were all going to be floating around the
94, 92. I think we said.
Yeah, I said 92, 93.
Yeah. So we've outperformed those expectations. But one of the things that stood out to me is how I wouldn't say how little of faith, but we just expected Man City to go again and win the league. I think the only person who was brave enough to say that we would win the league outright was Ellis when I was looking back at it.
Wait, hold on. A friend of the pod, Mush, is going to say the same thing. That blind hope that they have.
Actually, no, I'm not letting Ellis have that. No, Ellis he's like, no, we'll see it. Like,
yeah. Ellis didn't call it out. Ellis was like, oh, we'll see.
We'll see it. Like, we've just got 97 points. Yeah. So he's like, no, we'll see. Like, nah. I'm not letting Ellis have it. It's only Mush, and he left the pod. So
yeah. So it doesn't count. So basically, yeah, it doesn't even count.
So I mean, in terms of the expectations that we set for this team, we can say they've far surpassed them. But I think the weird thing about this team is, at the moment, it's far from a perfect team, which is absolutely insane to say with the points totals and the way that they've played this season. You can see the definite areas for improvement that there are next season. So you look at the stats to say with Wijnaldum, I mean, yes, he scored 4 goals this season now. Some of them have been in crucial situations, but there's been no assists. So there's already an area there for improvement. Naby Keita, how he's kind of come on towards the end of the season. If he can be fit for a full season, that gives us a more dynamic edge in the middle of the park. Roberto Firmino, can he actually score 15 goals next season? Well, maybe. I don't know. Julian's looking at me like he wants to kill me. So I'm going to...
Never. Don't worry, man. I'm going to score that. Don't worry.
We'll put a little bet on in the group.
You want to?
Yeah.
I can bet you £100 that he's not going to put 15 goals next season.
Wait, what was it in the league?
In the league.
Yeah, he might be able to get if he collects, like Pepe does, like collect random stats from different competitions and puts it together.
Oh no, we're not, we're not dirt like that. We play fair. You know what I mean?
Okay, so yeah, 15 goals in the league. I can bet you
50 league goals. I'll take that.
Huh?
Wow, 15 league goals. You're going for it?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay, no, fair. I mean, he's done 14 before.
Yeah, but this is the thing. All he has to do is just put away fucking 6 of the chances he missed this season out of the 9 million shots he's done. So the odds of probability are fairly decent.
Yeah, I mean, in Krish's words, the XG rating says he should be scoring like 3 goals a game. So.
It's poor, and that's what gets me mad about.
He has scored 15 goals in the league before. 17-18, he scored 15.
Oh yeah, he got like 17 in it, but that's when he's I'll make the bet with you that when the season starts. Still, it depends on who we get. It depends on who we buy and what Klopp is saying.
That's fair. So we'll see if there's rotation.
Yeah, if there's rotation, if we buy Thiago, he might get 15. He might.
That weird Italian, Spanish, Brazilian link up with the Brazilian.
I don't know what he is. 1 minute he's Brazilian, then he's Spanish. Like he's boys with Coutinho 1 minute talking about I don't know what but talking about this, and then the minute he's playing for Spain, I don't know what that you is, man. He's lost. But I want him to live.
Yeah, definitely want him at Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, what are you expecting for next season, then, just in terms of from improvements from the team? Fahi, I'll let you go first.
Expecting from the team?
Yeah, so what we've seen in terms of the shortcomings from the team this season, which sounds mad to say, but there definitely has been shortcomings. What would you see? What would you see as the areas for improvement and how they can be improved?
I think the main thing is going to be the over reliance on our fullbacks. I think Klopp has realised that we do rely way too much on Robertson and Trent, and I think by seeing what Keita has done in the past 10 games, clearly having that creativity in the middle does help a lot. And also with the links with Thiago and everything. So I feel as if the main thing we're going to see as a difference is less reliance on the fullbacks and more creativity from the middle. So I don't know if that means someone misses out more. Again, I wouldn't know who would be missing out of the three usual suspects. But yeah, I do expect there to be more emphasis on the middle of the pitch, and in terms of our attacks, I think they're going to start from the middle of the pitch more, rather than just Trent and Robertson doing the work for us. Because I think opponents have worked us out; they know what's going to happen. So just like what Arsenal did against us, if they do 3-5-2, it basically closes us in. So yeah, that's what I think is going to be the biggest difference. Other than that, front three are going to stay the same. Hopefully more rotation with another forward if we do sign one. Other than that, that's basically it.
Julian, yourself?
Next season, what I would say is we have to remember that these boys have been playing high intensity football for 3 seasons now. So I do expect a bit of a drop, especially with the break not being as long as it usually is, especially between the gap between football and pre-season and the start of the season is going to be accelerated rapidly. But we can, it depends on what our transfer window is saying. So, for example, I definitely feel like we need more fullback cover next season. Whether it be, trying to put in Nico Williams and Milner back at and Joe Gomez, I think Klopp is gonna, regardless. He knows that that's why he said that this season that we've had an over reliance on our fullback, so he's definitely going to try to do more rotation. I actually think, weirdly enough, Klopp is going to have Ox on the wing more.
God, no.
I know it sounds sensitive, but I think especially over the last few games with the resurgence of Keita, he's realised that one, Ox is for the football that we play, which has been quite pragmatic over the last few seasons. He doesn't want Ox does not suit that centre mid role like he did before in 17-18. So he's going to push him to the wing and have him as wing cover, and maybe buy another winger, hopefully back forward to have some rotation with Firmino. But then again, as I said before, if we are able to get that creative centre mid along with having Keita push up, that would relieve Firmino more of the pressure of having to drop deep and try to create for his wingers as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I do hope that we get some wing, so we get some more cover. And obviously, there is a style of play where our fullbacks aren't our only creative outlet. We need it through the middle now. I think a couple of players need to take they're going to take more seats on the bench for a couple of more games. E.g. like Wijnaldum, Henderson as well. So I think he's been ran into the ground a lot. Maybe Van Dijk, Joe, these are for of course cup competitions and things like that. And yeah, that's what I expect. I expect us to reach 90 points again next season, though. I do expect us to win it again as well.
What about you, Krish?
I would like to see a fair few, some more goals from just across the pitch with more people chipping in. You just look around the squad. I think Wijnaldum could up the goal count. Henderson as well. I'm expecting a lot more from Naby in terms of goals next season. And I'm not going to do a mark prediction, but I think he can probably bag, if he stays fit, probably get about 7-8 goals, a few assists as well.
1-4 basically.
Yeah, which is, for central midfielder and the way we play, that'd be a very good return. And I think in games where we are on the front foot quite early, and there's that period from about 35 to 45 where we've made it about 2-0. if we just have a little bit more intensity, push a bit more forwards instead of dropping back and being content with that 2-0. I just expect us to be a little bit more ruthless and dominate more. You know, a lot more 3-4 nils by half time, which this team is very, very well capable of doing. And that, again, that would allow you to kill off games early, demoralise the team by half time. Then again, you can get your rotation going in with 5 subs. And it allows you just to take more control of the game and have a bit more squad management.
Yeah, the 5 sub thing does worry me a bit. I'm not going to lie.
That's why I think that's why transfers this year is fairly important, especially with definitely with another attacker, I'd say.
Yeah, because we can't keep on just bringing on Origi. It's just I love the guy, man. I love the guy.
Yeah.
But honestly, there needs to be something else for our attack.
What people need to understand as well is that levels are levels, man. Really, I like him. Cult hero. Has done amazing things and has had amazing moments. But it's like, come on, man. Like, Man City are bringing on full forward and then fucking Mahrez off the bench, and we're bringing on Origi. And then sometimes there are games where Origi is so lost when he comes on, like so lost. So,
and it's not his fault, man. He's coming on with like 15 minutes to go. What do you expect him to do? It's like literally. But I agree with Julian. Like, if you just compare between us and our main rivals, what Man City have and what we have, it's just like gold and copper. No offense. No offense.
No, it's fair.
I'm not trying to be that harsh, but yeah.
It's like we discussed a few weeks ago, isn't it? In terms of the nostalgia that we have on certain players. I mean, I think Origi probably should move on now at this stage of his career, just for himself more than anything. He might be content being.
Yeah, literally. He could actually start for like every single. No, okay, no.
Let's say if he went Newcastle, he's better than Joe Linton.
Yeah, he can start.
He's bad.
He can start.
He's bad goals for fun.
Even if he went to somewhere like
Palace.
Nah, not even Palace. You can go to another Champions League team. You can go to like a Lyon. If they sell who they need to sell, he can go to Lyon and start.
Look, don't get it twisted. In terms of Origi's ability, if he started 38 league games for us, he'd be scoring more than 15 goals a season.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean he's better than Firmino, because he's not. He doesn't bring enough to our game. Like, he doesn't bring enough to the team. He doesn't help out enough. But yeah, I have full confidence in him scoring goals. He can score goals, but it's more what does he actually bring to the overall team? And I don't think he does enough.
Yeah, and scoring goals isn't like, as much as I get onto Firmino, scoring 15 goals wouldn't be enough. Like, or at least with Firmino, yes, he may get, how many goals he got? 5?
Chill.
In the league? 9?
Julian, are you alright? He's got 9, man. Why?
They're too few and far between, but yeah, maybe you get 9 goals, but there's intangibles like family, links up, play well, and what Origi, like with those goals, he doesn't make up for it enough. Like, nah, he can definitely play at like a West Ham.
Oh yeah, he'd be great there.
Him and Bowen, bloody hell, that'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't mind him staying. All I'm saying is I don't want him to be the only choice we have as an attacker. That's it.
Completely agree.
Well, like, you can go to Leipzig, man. Like, you can go there and play.
He'd be so... But then again, he failed in the Bundesliga last time. But again, he was playing for a team that was super defensive, and they just shifted him out on the wing. It was really weird. So yeah, it's a weird one for him. I'm interested to see what we can get for him in a COVID pre-season. I'm not really sure what his value is.
What do you reckon?
Because he signed his contract.
I think you get 20 million for him.
Yeah, but we wouldn't want that. We'd want more.
This is the thing.
He's had so many past moments. Like, we can actually get 30 more for him. No lies.
Agreed.
The interesting one will be how much you get for Shaqiri. Because I think you could, but in January, you could have maybe got 18. I don't know what you get now.
I think we sell him for around the same price we got him for.
Yeah.
Yes, and the thing is, with inflation, it's like, with inflation since then, it's not bad. But yeah, we can definitely sell him for what we got him for. Especially with now Champions League and a Premier League medal. So.
Yeah, and I think also with his transfer fee to Stoke, it probably had clauses about winning the Premier League and Champions League and getting more money. So we've probably paid a little bit more to Stoke as well. So
I doubt
Yeah,
it.
the amount of teams that have eaten on our success recently has been quite a lot.
The Cater transfer had Premier League and Champions League clauses on there.
Well, we should
Oxys did as well. So.
That was definitely one that we could have paid up front. Like, yo, like, come on, Stoke. Like, you're not going to get money for him. You're going down. Like, we can pay this and keep it moving. I don't think.
Yeah, that was a weird one where they came to us and said he's got an £11 million relegation release clause, and
then we considered it then.
Yeah. So that's what I say. I think for deals like that, we'll definitely be in a very good position of strength. I mean, you look at a guy. It has been rumoured kind of this week. Look at Ismail Assar. That could be a deal that there could be business to be done. It's a weird one because everyone keeps telling me he's a really good player, but bar the absolute blinding game he had against us, I've not really seen him play, so I can't really make a good assessment of whether he's like decent or not.
This is gonna be bad of me, but even though I didn't watch Liverpool one, I watched the start of match of the day with Arsenal, and he looked good. It's just that with him, he's won. Obviously, like he started really well with the season. So did Watford, I believe. And then over time, they progressively got worse, and obviously his performances were a victim of that. But he looks, you know what it is? He looks very raw. He looks like with some coaching and with obviously like, you know, in a team that could like, you know, like thrive off of his raw ability. Like, you know, I don't know have the cliche description for a black player, but you know, his pace and power and maximizing it the most from Klopp. He can be something special. Like, and he's Mane's little bro, man. Like, tell Mane should just tell him to come through and they'll be all right. Like,
I like him. I from what I've seen, like even earlier on in the season, I put in the chat, I was like, Ismail Sarr, I really like him. The thing with him is he can play both flanks. I've seen him play on the left and the right. He's more comfortable on the right, but he can, because he's right-footed, but he can easily play on the left. In terms of his creativity, I think the only issue with him, again, like Julian said, is he's very raw in terms of his output. He does most of the job well, but it's the final third where he kind of crumbles a bit. But again, it depends on the fluidity of the attack as well. So the way Watford attack is completely different to the way we do. I think if he came into a setup like ours, and if he had Klopp coaching him, it'd be a completely different story. I think I want us to sign a raw gem like Sarr, someone of that ilk. Would be great. So I'm interested in seeing what Watford are going to charge for him, because they signed him for, I think, around 30 million. But obviously they're going to be desperate for cash. So I don't know what they can ask for him.
He reminds me of you know, Saint Maximin from Newcastle.
Yeah.
Have you? What I think is which has been spoken about, but what I give him and Newcastle a bit of credit for is that. Have you noticed how much he's progressed these games since he first came from East? Like before he came, that just out here, just doing the madness. But then over time, he's actually become more and more like efficient. Like he knows when to cross, he knows when to pass, he knows when to make the right runs, he knows where to run now. And like I think the same can happen with Sarr. I don't think he's been in the right coaching, especially having 4 different coaches. I believe.
Yeah, that's mad. I mean, that can't be good for any good young player. Yeah.
So I can imagine if Klopp says, you just do this, like use this ability in these scenarios, pass the ball here, look for this player, look for these runs. And yeah, I think we will find a gem. We'll probably find another Mane that in a couple of years when he gets a chance. So I would like to see that.
Yeah, I think you know, you've convinced me there. If the price is right, I think we'll definitely end up going in for it. Yeah. In terms of, you know, outgoings this week, we have to say goodbye to our beloved Dejan Lovren.
Rest in piss! Shit, guy. Fuck you, bruv. I don't care about him. I hate him, bruv. Dickhead.
I'm going to miss him. Like, Krish, you've got the perfect cast. You've got one that hates him and one that loves him, man.
There we go.
This is perfect. I'm going to miss him, man. Good guy. Good vibes.
Rest in piss, man. He wasn't even funny as well. Like, all them jokes to most like that wasn't even jokes. Get out of it, man. Wasting time.
I mean, the thing with him, yeah, you know, like, we're a football club. There always has to be a player that's like Marmite, and he was clearly like bitter Marmite. But I always felt sorry for him, because I could see that he always, like, It's not like he didn't want to do well. Like, he was trying his hardest.
You could tell him. You could see he was trying. That was the thing.
That's the thing. And like, to me, like, honestly, again, clearly I'm a softie, but as long as I can see that you're really trying, and when you fuck up, it's actually hitting you mentally. Like, you know what? You've properly fucked up, and you know you're trying to do your best. Like, even when he'd make a mistake, he'd try and like solve the problems that he just caused, but he just make it even worse. That's the thing.
You can do that. Don't get it twisted. You can do that in your first season, even though I was done with it in this first season anyway. Like, you can do that in your first season, but when it's years and years and years and years of you just doing a madness, like an abs, and like literally, like this whole run, when you actually think about it, yeah, this whole run of us being an amazing team is because of him. Because he was so bad that Klopp said, this isn't happening again.
Exactly. So you got to love him for that, man.
I don't.
If that Spurs performance didn't happen, Klopp would not have signed Van Dijk. I'm telling you now. Honestly. The guy tried to play an offside from a throw-in. When have you ever seen a centre-back worth 25 mil at the time do that? Like, honestly, I love the guy.
It is kind of like that moment, they're like when his head's going, hang on a minute, I don't know if this has ever been done before. Let me try it. Let me see if I can do an offside from a throw-in. It turns out it's actually impossible. So
I've never seen a player so rattled in my life.
He plays like
that Spurs game.
Big man thing. He plays like he's on shrooms. Like, everything is just a psychedelic trip to him. Like, bro, like.
But you know what? He's had very good performances as well. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. 17-18 Champions League, that run, he was very good. Even the Champions League final, he was very good. He kept Ronaldo quiet the whole game.
Okay. Let's say this, yeah. Defensively, we wasn't great in that. Apart from Man City, I think Matic played that game anyway. We wasn't great in our Champions League run because we got sexed by Roma when we went over there. 2, yeah, you can have a few competent games, but I'm not gonna lie, you've had way more bad games than good. Then games I cannot say is good. Competent and good are different. Like, I've seen some good performances from defenders. He just had competent ones.
Nah, he's had good ones, man. You're being
he's had good games. I mean, he's had some games where he went up against like Lukaku and stuff and performed incredibly well.
Shocking. But he's had shocking ones against Lukaku as well.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, it's 50-50 with him, man. You never know what you're going to get, and that's what I'm going to miss. Like I said, like I keep saying, I cannot wait to see who the fan base blames next season for any crap performances. I cannot wait. All right, I'm going to go with, from my current squad, if it had to be someone, it's going to be Gini if he stays.
Yeah.
If it's not Gini, then it's going to be Bobby. I think time's up on Bobby.
Those two. I think Henderson's going off like equity.
Yeah, Henderson's got. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Henderson's. I think the piss boiling in rival systems from him winning Football Writers Association of the Year has provided enough kudos in the bank for him to, have another season where no one slugs him.
He's done too many shuffles for people to start talking crazy about him now. Like, he's it's not.
You can see the agenda spewing slowly. It's Widge and it's Bobby.
Yeah,
that's where the blame's going to be shifted now.
And I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, as much as I'm critical of Widge, yeah, you thought I was going to defend Bobby, innit? Relax, Krish. I'm not going to defend that you.
I do enough of that myself, so it's fine.
As critical as I am of Widge, yeah, I actually think the Widge criticism has gone a bit overboard. Like, I can kind of get, the criticisms that we kind of have of him of like, he can go missing in games, but I don't think we will ever come out and be like, but he needs to go. He needs to go. I mean, maybe he needs to. I understand what his function in our team is and what he brings to the team. Yes, it may annoy me that he's not, on the end, like, his end product with assist and goals isn't where I want it to be. But there's no denying, like, if I wanted a solid game, I'm not looking at Widge like, what is going on? If I want a game where we need to batten down the hatches, we need to grind out a result, I'd rather have Widge than anyone in our midfield, apart from Fabinho, of course. So, like,
I think the Wijnaldum case is really weird because there's been times when we've been chasing games, and that's when he really turns it on. He's a lot more involved in the box, and he's in those scoring positions. So I think, just like I said earlier on, with the being a bit more aggressive in that kind of 30 to 45 minute period. I think if he can get himself in those positions a bit more, it alleviates that kind of an antagonistic thing he gets from the fan base in not being involved in certain aspects of the game. So, yeah, it is weird that people don't think he's an important player.
And I also do feel like this like idea of us having a more creative midfield and him being one of the most like ready, because I think his contract is up next year. Like, we can probably fetch a good price for him for all of he's done that. I think that's kind of played a part in, not vitriol against him, but, the kind of, let Wijnaldum go so we can put in Thiago. They just want to, they're romanticising the idea of the creative midfields, and he's like a byproduct of that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think if the Thiago link wasn't there, the criticism for Widge wouldn't be there either. Like, there would be criticism, but it wouldn't be as harsh as it has been in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah.
Speaking of midfielders leaving, let's say goodbye to our beloved Lallana, who's gone to Brighton on a free transfer, which is, I thought you'd do a bit better than that. No offence to Brighton, but,
Yeah, well, Graham Potter's got a good project going on, man, and they play really good football.
They do.
I'm gonna enjoy seeing Lallana get a good run of games again, because I actually don't think I think if he got a good run in this team, he maybe would have picked it up, like, as he's shown before, but it's just injuries. But I'm gonna enjoy seeing Lallana get some football games, because I think he's kind of been a victim of our success.
Yeah.
I think there's you can tell there's a lot more vintage performances there, and the way the team have spoke about him more than anything, about how important he is, in the dressing room, especially with the younger players as well. I know that Curtis Jones has spoke very highly of him, which is very nice to see. But yeah,
Williams as well.
Yeah,
you can even tell Curtis Jones is speaking slow, man. Like, I'm seeing Cruyff tones in that when he comes on. I'm like, rah. This is like that's what I literally see Curtis Jones as, like a Lallana regen. Like, yeah, we've got another Lallana coming through the ranks. But hey, Lallana, man, I can't lie to you. I'm not sad that he's gone, but I'm like, you deserve to leave with a Premier League and Champions League medal. He was 16, 17, 18. He was quality, man. Like, such a quality baller. Like, before that, I was thinking, why the fuck did we sign this guy? He's one of them other Southampton youths, but with Klopp, he, like, them early stages, he did reach a level I was surprised. So hold tight, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was brought in for a reason to kind of certify us top 4 and kind of push on. And ultimately, with and without him due to injuries, we did do that. So his job was a successful one. His signing was a successful one, in my opinion. He may not have been the most important players during our successful period in the Champions League and the Premier League, but he still pitched in when he needed to. Against Burnley, he pitched in, and United scored that goal at Old Trafford to keep us unbeaten. Like, you can't begrudge him of that. I wish he could have played more, but yeah, his body just couldn't handle it. So it'll be. I can't wait to see how he does at Brighton. But Brighton do play really good football. Graham Potter's a good manager. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does there.
I just remember that the start of the 16-17 season where he was just balling out of control, man. Like, he was such a. Remember Mane first came and he was just finding Mane. I think there was even.
Was it the game against Leicester at home? Yeah. He was just absolutely just ridiculous.
The one where Surrey started up front.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is probably one of my favourite Liverpool games. Like, watching, like, because we were so. Yeah, that's probably the start of, like, we can play good football. Because before,
that was the wavy football time. Yeah.
That was vibes football. Before, like, 16,
good vibes only.
Yeah, good vibes only, man. None of this, man. That was vibes.
No defending, no clean sheets, just vibes.
Yeah,
basically.
Just vibes.
that was my favourite type of football. I can't lie to you. When Lallana was about. When Lallana, Coutinho, yeah, that midfield was crazy.
but then you see what happens when you have a midfield like that. Seeing loads of stupid goals, man.
It's like I can't believe that people are still calling for the Oxlade-Chamberlain Keita midfield. That just blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind.
With Oxlade, I like him in central midfield, but he's great for pinball football. Like when it's just a messy game. That is where he thrives. But an actual game where you've got a structure in place and you're actually using tactics.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I remember what game was it this season where I was screaming for it all season. Yeah, like, we need a Fabinho, Keita, Ox midfield. I think it was in the Champions League. What game? I think it was against Salzburg.
Was it against Genk?
Yeah, it was against Genk.
Yeah.
Finally got it. My God, what
I felt bad for Fabinho in that game because it was like he's like, I'm on an island. Like, what do you want me to do? What do you...
That was the first time like Keita had finally got we actually finally got the the midfield that we wanted, and after that, never again. Like, you know, like hard drugs.
You can only risk it against certain teams, man.
Yeah, like that's like I'm never doing that drug again kind of moment, because boy, that was wild. That was a wild 90 minutes. Can't lie.
Like the Chelsea game last week. That type of chaotic football is what Ox thrives on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can't. Like I don't want. Like performances like that are lovely in like at like the end of the season where you just want to
isolation.
When it doesn't mean much.
It doesn't mean much. You're just there for vibes. But if I saw performances like that during the season, my heart wouldn't be able to take it. Honestly, if I saw that in January, boy, I'd be thinking, nah.
It was all good until Pulisic came on.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. But anything else you want to cover before we end it today?
Competition. Free Liverpool kit. There's going to be a tweet. Guys, make sure to retweet it for your chance to win a free Liverpool kit.
Yeah, don't let me win it, because if I win it, like I'm going to be shamed.
It's an LFC Nike kit. Like, it's a brand new one. Shiny red. With the badge.
Don't if you like let one of the podcasts, like, because this is what we're doing. Because I'm signing up to the Patreon as well. If you actually let one of us win it, we're actually gonna rub it in your faces, like, fam. Like, boy.
This is what you could have had. Yeah.
You could have had it for free. So yeah, man. If you don't want me being a dickhead and like posing with it, you know, and all them things there, then like, yeah, man.
You know, do what you got to do. Sign up to the Patreon. Retweet the tweet that we're gonna have as well. Loads of comps coming out. And yeah, obviously we've got Krish's transfer game coming up on Patreon soon as well.
Oh, and another
good game.
Hold tight. Jurgen Klopp winning LMA Manager of the Year. That was classy from Fergie as well. That was amazing. I don't know why I'm
calling him at 3:30 in the morning, man.
Yeah,
that is funny.
Wait, we don't have listeners' questions.
We didn't ask.
Oh,
just vibes, man. Just vibes today.
Just vibes. Yeah. No listeners' questions. Just vibes.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. Oh.
It was a good convo.
Listeners' questions are only for the Patreon. So
are they?
They're Patreon exclusive now. So.
Oh man, you see? Oh man, I'm gonna ask their questions now. Like, I'm gonna ask them, and you have to ask them as well.
Listeners' questions might now become a Discord and Patreon exclusive. So.
Yeah, because
I mean, Discord chat. Oh, you guys got to join, man. Oh god,
it's good.
Just watch me versus Joe. Honestly, it's funny.
Yeah, you can call him. Come in and I'll call him the Rambler. He likes that.
Yeah, call Joe out and watch what happens.
You get like a glimpse into what our group chats look like, because they're a mess. Like, we argue over anything and anything. Like, even if I look at it now, let me just see what we're arguing over.
So it's anything. It's everything. It could be the most random things. Like, what did you eat for breakfast? Eggs. Really, you eat eggs for breakfast? Right, what are you on about?
Literally.
Then we try and season in 16-17, yeah. What?
This is the football you wanted back, yeah. 17-18 babes.
What, for me up front, yeah. Yeah, because this is about arguing about anything. And what's good? Yeah, we're arguing about what the fuck did Joe? Joe's talking about Thiago. You see, we're arguing again. So join us, man. As you can tell, we're actually on holiday mode, like the players now. The end of this pod is kind of like.
Yeah, we have done a bit of a Joe at the end of the pod, a little bit rambly, but as everyone has said, please sign up to the Patreon page. It is patreon.com/copandfracas. Again, August is going to be a really big month for us in terms of the content we've got and all the exciting things we have planned for you, competitions, bonus features, and of course, exclusive content. So be sure to head over there and subscribe. You will not regret it. The 18 people who have already subscribed, nothing but great reviews so far. And of course, stay with us in terms of any developments we have for transfers. There'll be immediate live reactions, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, thank you very much for all your support for Copper.
I know this is back to last year, but are we still recording? Like, or is this the last pod of the season?
Still recording. Recording every week, man. The work ain't stopping.
Do you think COVID couldn't hold us back? Do you think
No, COVID didn't hold us back, man. We're giving these guys content every single week.
Are we going to transfer news every week?
We're gonna talk, man. Trust me. Just watch Julian. The content is gonna be mad.
We're going to be
two pods a week.
We're going to be scouting Turkish centre backs that play for Schalke. Do full scout reports.
Yeah, I'm going to have that. There's a segment with Joe telling us about the footballers that he wants at Liverpool. So,
yeah. Honestly, watch.
I want Pele's ghost.
Mate, the COVID
dead
content.
Yet, Joe? What the fuck?
People thought football podcasts would struggle during COVID, but we thrived, man. So yeah, don't worry about pre-season. We'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah, man. And we've got a new podcast member as well, but don't worry, man. She's great for that after, but yeah, it's calm.
Oh wow, you got to go. All right, cool. We'll chat soon.
And on that note, that has been your Carpe and Fracas, powered by Touchline Media Group for this week, and we will see you next Tuesday for our next show, unless you are signed up to the Patreon, and then we will see you probably later on in the week. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Premier League champions.